We all missed that kind of atmosphere, and it was special for our players to play in. I certainly appreciate the city of Charlotte because they were great hosts, and I'm proud of our guys. We talked about two words: composure and attention to detail, and I've never seen two words become more true than when the punt hit us, and everybody just kept saying, "Keep your composure, keep your composure," and nobody panicked. Everything started like it was getting bad there, and the team really handled it well. We held the line, played to our standard, and just really proud of the guys and how hard they played. That's a really good football team.
Let's go to Dennis Dodd and then Anthony Dasher. Dennis, you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, sorry. Kirby, did this game have a championship feel to you, even though it was the opener? And what does it portend for, just the entire season winning this?
I told Dabo before the game, I thought the atmosphere was incredible. It reminded me of a playoff or a conference championship type atmosphere, because it just felt that way. It was electric at the hotel, the drive-in. It was special. I mean, to me, you could say it was a lot like an SEC football game, but it wasn't like one last year because none of them were quite like that. And as far as the rest of the year, what matters for us is UAB. I said all along, and I stand by what I said, whether we won or lost, we controlled our own destiny. And we still control our own destiny. And the important thing is that we have to get better. What I did find out is we've got a lot of resiliency, and, when our offense had to convert, when our offense had to force the ball down somebody's throat, a pretty good defense, they were able to do it. And that makes me proud, but we certainly have a long way to go to be explosive and get where we need to go offensively.
Hey, Coach, I didn't know teams were allowed to have 10-3 games anymore, but just from part of the job that the defensive, front did tonight, that front seven, I know you knew they were going to be good going into the year, but did you ever anticipate what you saw tonight?
Well, I knew we'd be pretty good, and we're pretty deep. I'm proud of them. It just seems like we're more athletic up there than we've been in the past, and there's a lot of speed on the field. I mean, when we do plays against the scout team, and Trevon and Adam are chasing plays down, I mean, they're fast. And they can run. And Dan did a great job calling the game tonight. Defensive staff did an incredible job with the game plan. The kids were into the game, and I think we frustrated them and confused them. And once we didn't do real well offensively either, but we did have some moments where we could run the ball. They struggled to do that.
Let's go to Chip Towers and then Mike Griffith.
Yeah, Coach, talking about that pressure on the quarterback, clearly that was something you guys wanted to do. I think 6 different players might have gotten 7 sacks. I mean, did you feel like that was a form of strategy that you were able to do it, or was it overpowering? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to watch the tape to see. I mean, I felt like we won some one-on-ones where we didn't even have 4 people rushing. Sometimes you affect the quarterback, and sometimes you sack him. Well, we did get some sacks, but some of those were covered sacks. He held the ball, and I think he got confused and he got frustrated. So do we have an elite pass rush? I don't know that yet. Can we affect quarterbacks? Absolutely. We can affect the quarterback and be disruptive if we tackle well on the perimeter and make space plays, and that's our guys played really well and tackled well, I thought, tonight.
Kirby, would you mind telling us some change up things you did on defense? I know you play that match zone, as you call it. Was there a lot of that, or was it just disguising coverages?
No, we really took a hard look all season at what hurt us last year, and we just said, we're giving up some explosives on things that we got kids with more ability than we should be giving those plays up. And we went back, took a hard look, and we get a lot of shift motions, a lot of things to try to confuse us with a lot of rules. And to be honest with you, we dummied some things down, and we didn't call a lot of real hard calls, and just let our kids play, let our kids rush, get them to 3rd and long. And I give us some credit, but give them some credit too. The quarterback got rattled some, and he missed some throws. And we'll play some guys that maybe have more experience, but I am proud of the way those guys competed.
Let's go to Seth Emerson and then Mark Weiser.
Kirby, when did you know that Kieris wouldn't play on offense? I know he played on special teams, but not offense. And how I think Jermaine Burton and John Fitzpatrick may have been the only regulars among receivers and tight ends from last year that were playing this game. How much did that affect your all's offense in this game?
I can't make excuses. You know what I mean, Seth? Like we've had parts of our offense available all camp, but never everybody, right? So like Jermaine Burton missed, I don't know, 2 weeks. I mean, he got the very first practice, he sprained an ankle. He missed 2 weeks. That has affected him. Fitzpatrick, I don't feel like he's practiced at all until the last week. You know, he was just able to go. And when we had all the foot injuries, we were worried about him not even able to play. So we're fortunate to get him in. Kieris we didn't know Kieris was going to be able to go or not. I mean, Kieris is cleared to go. He's just not himself yet. He would argue he's, 85, 90%. And we felt like he gave us the best chance on punt return in terms of confidence. And in this kind of game, this kind of atmosphere, we trusted his experience. But he's not 100% on punt return. So when you add all that up, it's just, there's a lot of parts missing, but I'm not using that as a crutch or excuse. We got good players out there, and they got a good defense, and they played some soft zone and they didn't give us a lot of shots. I'm interested to watch the tape and see how they controlled the run game as well as they did with some off coverage, some soft split safety stuff.
Kirby, obviously, Christopher Smith had the big pick six, but you played a lot of guys back there in the secondary that really hadn't seen too many snaps for Georgia, besides Lewis maybe and Darian at Clemson. How do you think those guys held up? Obviously, the scoreboard looks good.
I thought the corners did good. We asked them to play some man. They played some man. I didn't think we found the ball well. We got to get a little more confidence with our back to the ball. I didn't, the two PIs on Keeley, I think he'll get better. He's a talented player. Amir had one that, I don't know. I have to watch it and see. I thought he did a good job playing it, but I'm proud of the secondary because they've worked really hard. All you guys have talked about is the secondary for so long, and we're very thin. And there were times that me and Chris had the long run back. We've got to create some depth in the secondary. We got to stay healthy, and that scares me because we're not as deep as we used to be.
Let's go to Dean Legge and then Pat Forty.
Sorry about that, Kirby. The emotion on the field during the game. What was that feeling like with just a back and forth struggle, and just never could get sort of the kill shot in?
Yeah, it's frustrating. It felt like we kept letting them hang around, right? But all we talked about was playing for each other, connection, resiliency, and we preached so much composure and attention to detail all week. And I was just so proud because they could have. They got some momentum right in the second half. They went down. That red area stop was humongous to hold them to 3. And that was a big stop by the defense. Some things went bad. They double moved us. But, nobody ever panicked. And that's usually the sign of a good character team, especially when you're playing a really good team. And Clemson's a good football team, and just, really proud that they never folded. They fought for each other.
Kirby, yeah, just the fact that you held them to 3 points. The Dabo Sweeney team has never been held at that few points. Did you have any idea that you could do that tonight?
No, I never would have thought that. We go to every game with our goal to shut them out, right? That's the goal. But we have a goal on defense that says no explosive plays. We don't hold them under 13 points. And, everybody thinks we're crazy. They think you're never going to hold teams under 13 points in this day and age. But why can't we? Just like they have an offense, we have a defense, and we want to be able to defend it. And we got to get better. I think we rattled the quarterback, and once he got affected, it probably hurt him with his eyes downfield and things. But I'm not ready to anoint anybody. The one thing I know about this defense, they love each other, man. They fight for each other. There's so many guys that didn't play tonight that were happy for the other guys. That's what is unique. I've been in a lot of these games where it's like you go in the locker room and there's guys sulking, man. I didn't play. There's some guys that didn't play tonight, and they were just so excited for the other guys. That's a good sign.
Let's go to Mark Schlabach and then Drew Hubbard. Mark, do you have a question?
You're on mute, Mark.
Okay, Drew Hubbard, go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, JT just talked a lot about finding the check down and short passes. Was that something that you expected coming to this game, looking at Clemson's film?
I don't know if I expected it. I thought they might play us a little different defensively, and young wideouts. I thought we'd see a lot of press and get up on us, and I thought we'd be able to take some shots. They didn't do that. They played a little bit softer and gave us some underneath stuff, and we just never could hit an explosive on them. I hate it because to be elite, we've got to hit some explosives, and we got to get to work on that.
David Pascal and then Jeff Schultz.
Kirby, I was involved. I covered those games that you had, the Bama LSU games 10 years ago in Tuscaloosa and New Orleans. And this kind of had that throwback feel to it. In this day and age where people want you to win 45-35, how much do you personally, with your defensive background, enjoy a game like this?
I enjoy winning. People got me mistaken. That game tonight was nothing like that game. They were in two-back, ISO, hitting linebackers. I mean, that was a spread, throw it out, motion, dink, throw a flare out. When we played Alabama LSU, it was headbutt time, and that was not that kind of game. Now, I agree with you. The score turned out that way in the back and forth. It was two elite defenses going at each other. But let's be honest, guys. In the start of a season, I've always felt defense is ahead of offense. When you go to the first scrimmage, defense is ahead of offense. It's that way probably across the country. I saw some games today. I saw one game 0-0 or whatever it was at half. I mean, they tend to create an identity and start figuring things out. And as the year goes on, defenses usually don't tackle as well and numbers go up. So right now, I think both Clemson and Georgia's defense are pretty good.
Let's go to Jake Rowe.
Kirby, coaches talk a lot about winning games when things don't go well. And obviously you guys gutted that out today. Could you just tell me what you learned about your team today? And also, when was the last time you jumped up on a bench after the game to cheer with the crowd?
I was nervous about that jump, Jeff. I said, if I slip, this will be on every camera in America and it'll be on ESPN top 10 or not top 10. I thought that went through my mind. But I was happy and I felt like our fans didn't get the love they needed. Our players sprinted into the locker room and I wanted to show them some attention with it. What was the first part, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Getting out a win, what you learned about your team when things don't go well.
Yeah, I mean, I told you that when we get the ball hit us on the punt. We're trying to be aggressive, right? And they hit a rugby punt, and it's like some people believe you don't even try to field that. Well, I hate that because I'm like, the ball's going to roll forever if we don't get it. And sure enough, we got some bad luck. Kieris did what he was supposed to do. Kendall was blocking his tail off, and you get bad luck, and things don't go well. Offense didn't play perfect, right? Gave up some sacks, had some untimely penalties, but we did move the ball. We just weren't explosive. And we did not play our best, but we played a really good team. Most teams, you come out and play a team like that right off the get-go, it's tough on you. It's tough sledding. What I found out is that when we got to go 4 minutes and we got to grind out first downs, we got a really good physical football team, but we got to score points because defense is hard to play now. Like you got to score points to win games. And we know that. And we've worked really hard on that. And we got to get better at that because we got to be able to score.
All right, Jake, go ahead.
Kirby, I've asked you about this before, but you look around that defense and guys like Chris Smith, Amir Speed, Latavius Brini, even Jalen Johnson on offense. You got guys that go 2 or 3 years without really making huge contributions on their side of the ball. But then, they show up in a game like this. What does that say about your development and kind of how these guys stuck to it?
Well, it says something about their character because they weren't guys that jumped in the portal and left. Brini could have easily done that. Speed could have easily done that. They were behind really good players. Jalen Johnson's a walk-on that earned a scholarship, and they're really good football players. And I'm proud of them because they have stuck it out. They love Georgia. They do it for each other. And, the development's great. Yeah, we've developed some good kids and we've gotten them better, but the credit goes to them, not to us, for sticking it out and being loyal to each other. They do it for the brotherhood they have.
Ivan Mazel, quickly, please.
Yeah. Hey, Kirby, were you counting on the atmosphere and the crowd to rattle their young quarterback?
I won't say I was counting. I really didn't know what the atmosphere was going to be like. It was electric, but I mean, their crowd, I don't know. You guys tell me. I thought their crowd matched our crowd because when they had momentum, man, I felt like it was a road game. And then when we had momentum, I felt like it was a home game. It was a really electric atmosphere. And I hoped our defense would rattle their quarterback was the hope.
Thank you, Coach Smart. Congratulations and safe travels home.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.